Hello, my name's Bob Saunders. I would like to share with you some of my experience as a Christian. I've been a Christian for well over 30 years, and I want to share with you the things where God has really helped me to overcome problems and issues in my life. And I'm going to be bringing some more video clips of various bits of teaching, what I've learned over the years. And I want to start really with the word obedience. And first of all, if we have a look at the Bible and what it says in Judges in the Old Testament, and it talks about Israel being disobedient to God's word and how much trouble that caused them. And today, when we're disobedient to God's word, it can cause us a lot of trouble. I'll give you an example, a personal example of where my wife left me with looking after my two sons. And my youngest son left home, and I lost my home, I lost my wife and my youngest son. But my oldest son, I didn't really want to lose him, but God particularly told me to hand him over to him, and I found that very, very difficult to do. And I argued with God. I said, I've lost everything. I don't want to lose my eldest son. Other people around me could see that I was struggling with this issue as I'd shared it with them. We were in a church about 100 miles away at that time, so we travelled to this church, and I stayed for 3 days. And over that period of 3 days, I struggled with this issue of being obedient to what God was speaking to me about. And on the third night, I was awake all night really, and I finally come to a place of tears and was just being really honest with God, and I just handed my son over to him. I really gave up. I gave up and handed him over. Now the next day, on the Monday when I went home, I was sat at the end of the table, and my son was the other end. And after we've had our meal, he said, "Dad, I shall be leaving home next Friday." And I said, "Okay." Now, if I hadn't got right with God, I'd have most probably fallen to pieces with that kind of information. I wouldn't have been able to cope. But I was in complete peace. I was in complete peace because I got right with God. And that's the point I'm trying to make. That when we finally get to that place of listening to God and be obedient to His word, what He says, we can have peace even when the worst things happen. And at one point, that would have been the worst thing to happen for me, to lose my eldest son, for my eldest son to leave home. But when God's involved, when we let God be involved, then we can be at peace. And that's one thing I really want to impress on you, that when we follow God and we're serious with God and we obey Him, He will give us a peace that goes on beyond our own understanding. Now I'd like to talk to you some more. I shall be bringing some more video clips. So thank you for listening. And over the next few months, I want to be able to post some more videos of various issues that